I'm going to take you guys on the first of my pantry tours. I have two pantries. My, kitchen is not a pantry, but I do store a lot of food in my kitchen, but I have an actual pantry off my kitchen, let's say pantry slash laundry room. And I'll take you guys in there. It's small, and it is a laundry room, but first and foremost, it's a pantry. So my husband set up my washer and dryer so that it was stackable, which is amazing. And then in here, what I try to have in the house and in this pantry is about a 1 month supply of all the foods we eat, except for stuff like, fresh salad stuff. I mean, we can do without if, emergency happened. I keep, and that'll be in another video, but I keep milk and dairy and that kind of stuff in freezers. We have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 freezers here on the property. Between this pantry, the other pantry I'll show you in another video, and then my daughter's pantry. We have 5 freezers. So anyway, but again, what's in there will be in another video. So what I keep in here, and I do have, and I'll step back a second and say I do have dairy in the inside house freezer also. Again, I try to keep a 1 month supply of pretty much everything. But I'm going to show you the pantry first, and for those of you who may be similar to me and don't want to take the time to listen to an itemized inventory, I'm not going to do an itemized inventory, just so you know, but I'll run through a few things that I do keep in here. This over here is more of my baking section. So I have my, as you can see, my Certo liquid pectins. I have my spices, oils, the grandchildren's gummies, which they come over every day for. Thanks to my husband, if they don't come get it, he takes it over to them. I have, coffee up top. But basically, this is just our baking section. And as you can see, 99% of this is store-bought. We are by no means a self-sustaining homestead. We'll never be there. My goal is to eventually provide a lot of, if not a majority of the stuff that we use. However, not baking items. I mean, I'm not going to grow my own flowers. I'm not going to, I live in Northern California. I'm not going to supply my own lemon juice, although I do have a lemon tree in my greenhouse, but it's never going to get big enough to supply us with the lemon juice we use. So I try to be reasonable about this and stock items that we're going to use, even if it means I have to buy it. But by the same token, I do also want to make sure I stock enough of stuff. And if an emergency happens, and we've had several here, whether it be a storm, extended power outages, we had fires recently that put us under an evacuation. Then we weren't, so we got to stay home. But we were cut off from power, pretty much everything. So we stayed home, and we had plenty to do. And when that happens, I think sweets and comfort foods are really important. So I do make sure that I stock a lot of baked goods. And I have kitty cat food back there, even though all our cats are farm cats. They need a treat every once in a while too. And then I'll just pull forward, swing around. Those buckets and my canner my mom gave me. It's an old canner of hers. I have 5 canners, and this one's probably my favorite. These are emergency supplies. Band-Aids, medicines, first aid, you name it. It's all in there. I'll just kind of pan through slowly. But, I mean, every family stocks different food. We eat a lot of Mexican food, a lot of Italian food, and what I call 3-course meals. So my husband's a big fan of barbecue, so we'll have something barbecued. We'll have a baked potato, mashed potato, scalloped potatoes to go with it, some sort of a potato. Every once in a while I'll switch it out for a rice dish, and then we have a vegetable. So, and usually I'll do biscuits or bread or something to go with it. Those meals make about 50% of our diet. The other is Italian or Mexican food or something like that. We don't have a real huge, fancy, varied diet. We've been married 20 years, and this is the way we eat. And we enjoy it. And our family enjoys it. So we have, we keep stuff to make enchiladas and spaghetti. And my husband loves peas in his salad. And I can beets for his salads. And I eat salads also. I can spaghetti sauce, which is what that is right there. I can soups. I also did try, I'll move this, I don't know why it's there, it should be elsewhere. I did do, several years ago, meals in a jar type things. I love Thrive Life Foods. I think their ingredients are exceptional. The quality, the smell, the taste, everything. And so years ago, I got all the ingredients together and did chilies and soups, and I had like a whole shelf of them. And I want to say that's like a year and a half ago. And we're actually down to just that little bit right there. They taste pretty good. Spice it up with spices and stuff. Anything can taste pretty good. But these on their own are not bad. So I do stock in my store pantry outside. I stock a selection of Thrive Life for, emergencies and whatnot. We have, condiments, typical. I got this little thing, which I love. Not, of course, that, which every house needs that, I think. But this is just a little 3-drawer thing where I can keep my canning. Pardon me as I cough. Just, I have dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of boxes of jars. I have probably 12 dozen boxes of lids, but these are, if I want to can a quick something here in the house, using, again, my favorite canner, I keep things on hand to do that. We can green beans, tomato sauce. That's the last of our tomato sauce. We had a really poor year this year with the fires. There was no sun for most of the summer, just a thick cloud of smoke over our entire valley. So we didn't do well with tomatoes, and that's the last of my tomatoes. I got apple pie filling, green beans again, tomato sauce. I've done some dried stuff, but I have a lot more dried stuff outside. We do a lot of, like I said, Italian food. So celery goes great in it, soups, stews, pot pies. So I can probably 100 pints of celery a year and about the same of carrots, and we go through them. This, again, is only about a month's supply here for us. The rest of it is in my other pantry. I keep on hand cereals. I can, let's see, this is rabbit, canned chicken breast. Chicken breast is pretty much the only part of the chicken we eat. And so all the rest of the chicken, and we raise our own chickens, but I do buy chicken when it's on sale, don't get me wrong. All the rest of the chicken goes into making chicken broths. Rabbit, we cook the rabbit. We do have several recipes that we use rabbit in. And then, but we probably raise or process about 20 rabbits a month. And that's more than we eat in a month. And so I do can a bit of rabbit and then rabbit broth. So anyway, we have rabbit, chicken breast. This is stew meat. And those are pretty much the 3 meats that we can. I have quite a bit of pork in my freezer, and I'm thinking I will probably can pulled pork. Pardon me, because it's an easy pulled pork sandwiches, and it's a quick, easy dinner. So in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to can some pulled pork, so that'll be on my shelves too. I have found a sale on chicken broth. Got that progressive soup I think my son picked up. It's been there a while. We don't really eat soups unless it comes from the pantry. Then I have chicken broth, spaghetti sauce. I think I showed that already. This is cranberry sauce. I make a fabulous cranberry sauce. Love it. My family loves it. It's requested at dinner parties when you can it. It's okay. I mean, to me and to my family, it tastes just like from the store. And so that's not going to be something I'm going to can again. what's the point, really? I can stock the cranberries in the freezer. We have a generator that'll run this whole property, and so if the power goes out, we can just kick on the generator, no big deal. But I'm not going to take up space on my shelves, again, canning something that tastes just like store-bought to me. And it could be my recipe, totally get that. But my recipe's awesome, fresh. So then I have lentil soup, and behind it is some stew. Enchilada sauce, beans, peas, you know, just basic stuff, teas and whatnot. That is basically my in-house pantry. The stuff that isn't in here are like our hot cereals. We do hot cereals almost every day. Trying to think what else might not be in here. Off the top of my head, I'm not really sure. But there are ingredients in my kitchen cabinets that we use on a daily basis. And I do have, my kitchen's a mess, so I'm not even going to... All right, I'll swing around and show you for a second. Don't tell anybody, okay, that it looks like this. Have been cleaning this cabinet or this pantry out and moving stuff to my extended pantry. And I'll explain that in my extended pantry video. And so it got moved to the kitchen as it was being cleaned out. And so my kitchen is a disaster. But my kitchen is large. I mean, I consider it's 12 by 21. And so, yeah, it's pretty big. And so this is all stuff that will go in the extended pantry, carrots and chicken and beans and whatnot. Anyway, that is the first video of my pantries. And I'll do another video of my store pantry that my husband built me. He just finished it up last week. I'll do that a little later. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it.